Hey everyone, welcome to part 2000 billion something. Actually, I think it's part 22 of The Haunt Insider. And this is going to be a fantastic one, so keep watching right now. All silly joking aside, this first one is really, really cool to me at least. It comes from the YouTube channel Walt9140. It's not much of a haunt in the sense of a lot of props or anything. It's more of just one scene with some really fantastic costumed actors. The first one that I saw on their channel was of Silent Hill, and basically they took a little scene right out of the games and the movie too, of a chain link fence, and they have the chain link fence, and behind it they have a fake nasty looking wall, and then it kind of goes around a corner, and on the chain link fence is a basically crucified, masked half of a torso body, and it's like barbed wired up to the fence, and then they have their costumed actors sort of take turns walking out from behind the fence, wandering around the driveway in the yard, and it's just fantastic. In 2006 they did the Silent Hill theme, and first I want to show you a clip of that right now. That is a really, really awesome Pyramid Head costume. I like that noose just swinging there too. You can see the facade wall and the chain link fence with the torso tied up to it. Just fantastic. I mean, I was really impressed, and the music is from Silent Hill as well. There are 4 videos for the 2006 Silent Hill haunt. Unfortunately, a lot of the footage is sort of grainy and dark, but it kind of fits the Silent Hill theme because a lot of the gameplay in those video games was dark and grainy. There's almost 40 minutes of footage between the 4 videos, so you can clearly make out in different parts the costumes, the whole scene they did. There's some before, on the very first video, there's some footage of them putting the makeup and the costumes on. They did a great job also of capturing the movements of the characters and the creatures from the game. Now, from what I can get, is these people used to work for a company, or owned a company called Laboratory Creature Effects. I checked out their website. It's still up, but it hasn't been updated since like 2007. So I don't even know if they're still around anymore. But absolutely fantastic job on the prosthetic pieces. There's big open wounds on the arms that are like, they match perfectly to the ones in the game, to the characters. In 2004, they did a House of Thousand Corpses themed garage haunt, and in 2005 they did a Frankenstein theme. Not like, big Frankenstein, but more of like the mad scientist Frankenstein, and they had a really cool prop and scene set up for that too. There are 7 haunt vids total on their channel, and I'm just super impressed. Some of the best, I would have to say the best makeup costume work on a home haunt level. And I know that they were a company, but they were still doing this out of their garage and out of their house, so super props to them on that. Again, the channel is Walt9140. Go check them out. This next one I had to write down so much information for that I'm going to be looking over here at my notes like 400 times, so I apologize for my eyes darting away from you. This comes from the YouTube channel CC Tech number 1, and it is the Chance Haunted Ride. First found out about this one while watching my 2011 Home Haunters DVD set. Chance Haunted Ride is on disc 1, and Haunt of the Scottsquatch is on disc 3. That's pretty cool. That's me. And basically me and Katie were watching it, and it stood out a lot from just a normal haunt, because it is a homemade dark ride. And I've seen a few over the years, but they don't come along very often, and when you do see one, it's never quite as detailed as this one. This one was built inside 2 tractor trailer rigs that are air conditioned. This haunt is located in Lafayette, Louisiana. Now, on their YouTube channel, they don't have any videos from the 2011 haunt. That's only on the DVD. Hopefully they'll put it up there soon, but they do have videos from the 2010 and 2005 haunt. The 2005 video is sort of split in half, the first half being dedicated to a singing skeleton trio that they built called the Bones, and then the second half is of the dark ride itself that year. Now, at the beginning of that video, they talk about how they started in 1995, and it's grown every year since then. There's some earlier pictures of the haunt when it was done in like 2x4s and black plastic, and how they had the carts set up in there, and how much bigger, and how it has 18 rooms now throughout the tractor trailers in 2011. The theme back then, at least in the 2005 one, seemed to be a little bit more Halloweenish, and by that I mean there was just more Halloween props and scenes throughout the haunt. In the more recent years, it seems like it's more broken up by funny, silly scenes, and then some Halloween ones mixed in. I don't know if that was just to be a little bit more kid-friendly. I mean, the haunt itself is definitely very family-friendly and kid-friendly. The video clips they show are of very younger kids going through the ride, but it's more about fun and not so much scary, and there's still some really cool scenes that they put together in here. The one I want to show is of a laser room, and I'm basically just going to show almost from the beginning of when the kids on the cart are entering the room, a little puppet security guard talking, and then what happens in the room. So here's that. I'm going to let this whole thing sort of play, because it shows the lights changing. You can see right there the overhead talking, the door closes. I love how the lights dim and the kid's like, what's going on?
It's all over for you now. The lasers will find you and chop you up. What's this?
This scene's pretty funny.
No, not me, not me. I'm the security
See the little green laser? Chops his head off.
Well, talk about dropping.
And then this kind of reminds me of the first Resident Evil movie, where see the lasers are moving in on the kid. They're going to cut him up. Really cool. They have 5 videos on their channel. They're all haunt related. They have a video of the behind the scenes, like a backstage tour video that basically shows every aspect of their entire setup. One of the crazy things I thought were that they had over 120 servo motors going on the different props. They have multiple computers, air cylinders. He literally breaks it all down. How the electric train that the passengers ride on works, and all the different magnet sensors that they have going on. It's pretty damn incredible. Some of my favorite rooms are the earthquake room. The whole floor moves, all the props move, and at the very end it looks like the bookshelf's going to fall over on you. And they have one part where it looks like a train is coming straight at you with the big headlight and sounds, and then it goes over top of you right as you get up close to it. One of the weirdest things in the whole ride is a bristly looking cat that is pooping Smarties, the candy Smarties, out into a bowl. Interesting way to deliver the candy, I guess. And one of the comments that was left in that video was like, is that bush cat pooping candy? So yeah, that was one of the oddest parts to me. But remember while watching these that they are designed for a much younger audience, and like I said, the more recent years, it seems that they kind of started throwing in a little bit more non-Halloween stuff, almost just more, what kids would want to see, like stuffed animals talking and stuff. But there is still some Halloween elements in the newer ones, and a lot of Halloween in the 2005 video. Go check them out. It is CC Tech #1, and it is the Chance Haunted Ride. And our last haunt for this episode comes from the YouTube channel Curlgoddess, and it is the 2nd Street Cemetery. Now, when I first found their 2011 haunt video, it had 111 views. Me being the guy that always sees the #1 in succession, I knew I just had to put it in a Haunt Insider episode, and luckily it turned out to be a cool haunt. They have one video on their channel. It's for their 2011 haunt. There's only 2 subscribers. I was their 2nd subscriber, so, go fix that. Give them, at least 10 or 15 subscribers. They have a really cool large yard to set up in. A couple of the props that really caught my eye were a cow or cattle skull scarecrow. Very, very tall looking. A bunch of handmade corpses, handmade tombstones, and they had these handmade wooden toe pincher coffins that had bright green lights shining through all the slits in the boards. I really liked that effect. They have a blog on blogspot.com called the 2nd Street Cemetery.blogspot.com. But the cemetery is spelled with an A at the end instead of an E. I don't know, why they necessarily had to do that, but look down below for, the spelling in case you forget I just said that. The little clip I'm going to show is of the transition of basically their haunt during the day and their haunts in the dusk and the evening with fog in it. I love seeing a haunt sort of in the two different shades of light of Halloween. You got your during the day where the props are all out and it's bright and there's no fog and you can just clearly see everything. And most of the time, most haunts don't look that fantastic during, bright daylight. But the difference, the contrast between the daylight and then at night with the fog and then the great lighting is really represented in this little clip. So here's that. There's their haunt during the daylight, and then the contrast of at night with the cool lighting and the fog. At the end of the 2011 video, they have a prop progress, like a progression of what they had worked on throughout the 2011 year. And on their blog, they have a prop they're working on called the Raven Reaper, and it's basically a Raven and a Grim Reaper sort of mixed together, and they're actually, taking sort of like some lore and history of both what Ravens meant to different, societies and what the Grim Reaper meant. So I thought that was pretty cool. They're working on the head for it too, which sort of looks like an old-style plague mask. Very cool haunt. Go check them out. It is on the YouTube channel Curlgoddess and is the 2nd Street Cemetery. Guys, thank you for watching. As always, I feel like I talked 8 million times more in this Haunt Insider than I have before. I definitely know that I did like 36 takes to get this one done. It is 5:44 in the morning, so maybe I'm falling asleep. But regardless, thumbs up, subscribe, comment, go check out these channels. Thank you for watching. Peace out.